Hi, welcome back to the next lesson. In this lesson, we will be looking at adding the third and final symbol. And this is a symbol that represents the number of work orders in backlog. So at the moment, there's no work orders in backlog. So that will be a tick if there's no work orders in backlog. And if there are work orders in backlog, it's going to be a cross symbol here. So let's go and create our new measure. And I'm just going to go as usual, and I'm just going to paste it into here. And we'll just talk through what it is. So this has got quite a lot going on, but a lot of it is quite straightforward and simple to follow through. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go and define a variable for the overall risk status. So it's going to get that text that defines the overall risk status. And then we've got 4 variables that all do roughly the same thing. Each one of these is going to return a count of a number of work orders in the current week that are in the high risk category, the severity 5 category, the medium risk category, and the total number of work orders. And if we go down here, we can see that we then go and take that number. So it's called low risk. In fact, actually, just to be explicit, I think I'm actually going to call this low risk. Yeah, the low risk current week. I think I use that because basically if it's none of these, then it must be everything else that's left, which will only be low risk, but I'd rather be explicit. Okay, so we've got the low risk work orders there as well. The next piece of the code is to determine which one of these we're going to use based on the current overall risk status. So work orders past target date for overall risk status. So basically, if the overall risk status is red, we're going to use the high risk work orders past target finish date. So we're going to use whatever number is returned by this variable here. If the overall status is orange, it's going to be the high severity work orders. If it's yellow, it will be medium. If it's green, it will be the low risk work orders past target date, which is this one here. So once we know that, the next thing we can do is we can then go and carry out a little bit of a logic check here. So first thing, if the overall risk status is green, okay, we're actually going to display a blank. Okay, so it's neither, we don't want a tick because it's not good, it's never good to have anything. But if the overall risk status is green, we're just going to display a blank value there. Then if the next statement, so if that's true, then that'll be fine and it'll just end there. If the work order's past target date for overall risk status, so whatever number's returned here is greater than 0, that means there are one or more than one work orders identified in a backlog, then the text symbol is going to be bad. Now, I just actually wanted to I never covered each one of these. They're all the same, so I'll just cover this low risk one. So this is going to calculate basically the number of work orders that are low risk across the work order table where anything past the target date equals yes. Okay, so anything that's past its target date equals yes. So that's essentially what's happening here. It's counting the number of work orders in backlog. So yep, so if that isn't true, so if this value here is not greater than 0, so it is 0, it's probably never going to be negative, so that's not really going to be an issue. Then we're going to display the good symbol. Okay, the tick is the symbol for everything's good, everything's fine. Okay, so that is it. So let's just go and click on here. We'll add that in. And we're going to go back to our home. I'm going to copy and paste this value here. And just get it lined up. There we go. And I'm going to go and replace this value here. And we can see now that it's a tick. Okay, that's fine. Now just to test this, I'm going to go back into this here. And what I'm going to do is just force this to be a number that's greater than 0. Okay, so let me just go and do that. Sorry, I'm in the wrong one. Let's go back to this one. It's this symbol one here. Yeah. So let's just force this to be a number greater than 0. So I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to hold down Control, and I'm going to press the backslash button and it's going to comment out all of these rows here that I've selected, and I'm just going to force that to be 1. And then we're going to just click on here, so that is 1, so it's greater than 0, and we can see that symbol just at the side here, that symbol has appeared to say we've got an issue here. Okay, so that is going to be the, I'll uncomment that again, and I'll get rid of this. Okay, so that's going to be the symbol appeared there, so just double checking that actually worked. However, none of these in backlog, so it's got a tick at the moment. Okay, so we can go back and change this. Remember, we changed this to look at things not in the next 7 days, but in the next 1,000 days. That's why we've got this tick here. But we can go and again, we can go and change that variable at a later time. So that is us for this video, and we'll talk to you in the next video.